Hello, my name is Cristina Salas. I am 38 years old and I was born in Quito, Ecuador. I am a mixed media artist working with drawing, fibers, mosaics, ceramics, paint, found objects. The possibilities are endless. I am a storyteller of the universe magic. My upbringing in a farm away from the city has definitely impacted my artistic work and love for nature, as well as growing up in Ecuador, which is a very diverse country in terms of biodiversity and cultures. The city of Quito is located at 2,800 meters above sea level, and when traveling from the Andes to the sea, there is a great change in the landscape scenery, which is really beautiful. I love the different animistic religions and creation stories of the different indigenous groups in my country. I have been influenced by the Valdivia culture ceramics. I admire the animals and female figurines especially. My background is in art and architecture. I studied fine art at the Accademia delle Belle Arti di Firenze in Italy. I lived 1 year in Paris where I studied drawing at Atelier Beaux-Arts Glacier. I hold 2 master degrees, one in art production from Universidad Politécnica de Valencia, Spain, and a master in architecture from Louisiana State University, Baton Rouge, United States. The opportunity to live in different cities has made me reflect on our cities as being part of nature and how much we need to have both, as well as how much we as human beings are nature. Learning about our natural environment is something that excites me and makes me want to bring imaginative stories about it, as well as scientific ones. Right now, I'm working on Muñeca del Mar, a fiber garden to be installed in March of next year in Dorado, Puerto Rico, with the support of Fitz Art Foundation. 10 years ago, we installed Muñeca Viajera, which means traveling doll. And she came inside my suitcase from Quito to Puerto Rico, and when we arrived there, we filled her with soil and zinnias and vine seeds so that she will become a garden for plants, insects, and humans. My mom is a big influence to me. She taught me how to crochet, and she always has great ideas to solve problems that sometimes I don't see. She's definitely a practical and spiritual guide for me. Growing up, my first references to art were the indigenous paintings from Tigua in La Tacunga province and the textiles made by Otavaleños in Imbabura, Ecuador. Their use of color and symbols have impacted my works, as well as their mythological and creation stories. Also, I have been influenced by the exhibition Casa de Muñecas, created in 2010 at Pobre Diablo Gallery in Quito by Paula Barragan and other women artists such as Ana Fernandez and Maria Perez, who I deeply admire. At the time, I was living in Spain. I never went to this exhibition, but hearing about it inspired me to begin creating those. Other artists who have inspired me are Paul Klee, Franz Marc, Gaudi, Niki de Sanfal, Yayoi Kusama, as well as the many land artists such as Mayalin, Robert Burle Marx, and Ana Mendieta. Recently, I learned about Emma Talbot, and I have been inspired by her large-scale drawings and animations. Also, at this stage of my motherhood with my 2-year-old daughter, we read a lot of books that are constantly read from the library, and this has opened my eyes to the possibilities of making books. I always had a passion for books and illustration, but it is something that is still in the making. My daughter definitely encourages me to bring playfulness to our everyday lives. The advice I will give to my youngest self is to accept that I was born to be an artist in this world and to trust my own path, because a creative journey is a roller coaster of highs and lows. For me, the biggest challenge of being an artist is to deal with external critics that somehow have become part of my own internal voice. These critics have become myself, getting in my own way, and it has taken me a while to recognize them and push them away to let me create and be free. Sometimes these voices take the shape of a lot of pressure to be successful, make everything perfect, or show others that this is a profitable path. It is not. But the way I'm able to pursue it is by the generosity of other people and the wonderful institutions of the world who believe in my work. I'm always trying out new materials and techniques because I love experimenting, and I'm not completely satisfied with what is available in the market for artists to use. Since I worry about my environmental impact, recently I have been making art with my own household trash. I made a few drawings over some cardboard scraps using markers and paint. I have sewn some pieces together using my sewing machine, and I'm experimenting with fabrics and crocheted pieces too. We will see what they turn out to be. Last year, I began to create small animations using Procreate. I enjoy doing them. I find freedom in letting the drawing intuitively flow. I also enjoy that they don't take up too much physical space, but I like switching between technology and physical materials. Most of the time when I'm working, I listen to music, and I don't know if I could be an artist if music didn't exist. I am really grateful that musicians exist. I hope that people can take away from my work a sense of optimism. In a world of suffering and uncertainty, I wish that my art can serve as a way to connect with the natural environment, to each other, and our individual power to transform reality, to elevate them with a higher self. Don't we need that more in the world? For people to be inspired to engage with each other, nature, and their creativity, which is their higher self. My next coming event is in March in Dorado, Puerto Rico, where I will be installing Muñeca del Mar with the support of Fitz Art Foundation. My social handle is in Facebook Cristina Salas Arte and in Instagram is Cris Salas.